Hey, I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter.
No Walking Dead this week, so we've never seen the Webisodes. So we've taken it upon ourselves to watch it and then talk about it. We just finished watching the first series from season 1.
Wow.
And I was horrified.
It was awful.
It felt like a sci-fi original movie.
Yeah, it was definitely that kind of quality of acting.
So you have the story of this woman who's looking for her kid. In the sky, there's a helicopter. She comes across a birthday party, and then her ex-husband...
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right?
It turns out it was yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what I thought. I had no idea what the hell was going on the entire series. So yeah, she stumbles into the house of this guy, and her kids are there.
Okay.
And then I'm pretty sure that guy was her ex-husband.
And this guy's neighbors with this guy who is throwing a birthday party, who hates him.
And it's, yeah.
Who then gives a long speech.
That you can hardly understand.
So they were celebrating his birthday.
Apparently.
So this is the... Okay. And so then the guy points to what looks like a thing on his leg that looked like C4.
It looked like he'd been bit, and he duct taped it.
Duct taped it?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he had a bomb strapped to him. I don't know why.
Well, you can't make heads or tails of what that guy's saying. He's like, oh, you would just get pieces and be like, yeah, we get my birthday today. Yeah, we just take kill my wife. I had no idea.
And then the mom sacrifices. She's trying to escape with the kids. The ex-wife comes back.
Oh, yeah, no, then you see a girl get her face bitten up. Because she sees a person, like, laying in the street. I don't know where she was coming from. Chaos has erupted. She's coming from the grocery store, which apparently is perfectly fine, wherever that was. And then she shows up with a bag of groceries. She sees this car in the middle of the road and a woman laying down next to it, and then she gets bitten up. And then she makes it back to the house. Her husband, I guess now, this woman's ex-husband, shoots her, wraps her up in the carpet, and then leaves her there for I don't even know how long. I had no idea when they were transitioning to someone else's house. The editing was terrible in these things.
That's really all you can say.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just all leading up to, you just said,
and then
finds her body.
Yeah, and then it turns out that these kids' mother is the one from the first season that Rick finds, and she's like got half a body, and she's like basically a skeleton, and I don't know, awful. It was just terrible. It was astoundingly bad. All right,
we're gonna watch the second one, which was after season 2 now.
Right. I'm not hopeful. So that was series 2.
Okay, the first one was called Torn Apart. We didn't introduce it.
This was called Cold Storage.
This one was Cold Storage.
And this one was actually the one you thought was the best one, right, boss?
Yeah.
Infinitely better than the first one.
Oh my God! Yes, I
right.
agree with Oxnard.
Yeah.
The first one I can understand why it's bad, because the show is new, and they hired some guys to do. Oh, we need some webisodes. These guys, maybe this is like a new thing they're doing.
It looked like the first one had the feel of like a student film kind of thing, but with like higher quality special effects than they could have accomplished.
Yeah, you definitely got that kind of.
Hey, this one tricked you guys. You thought that guy was dead. You thought he was dead.
What guy?
Oh, the guy gets shot.
What guy? The main character? We just watched it.
Well, you jumped ahead. You jumped ahead to the end.
Right. Yeah, okay, so basically the guy from Lost who was the science teacher who was blown up by dynamite at the...
Right, who was really annoying. Who was really annoying in this episode.
Apparently he's a really annoying
character. Was really annoying in The Fugitive. That guy's just an annoying... He just plays an annoying person, I think, most of the time.
He found his niche and he's sticking to it.
I am always annoying guy.
These two guys are up on a rooftop. The guy's taking a nap. Guy wakes him up, says, "Hey, storage unit over there that we haven't noticed."
Yeah, but there's nothing but porn and bowling trophies. Yeah.
They go in there. Well,
the backstory was that guy,
as they're heading there, his friend gets killed by a zombie stupidly.
Yeah, real stupidly.
His friend jumps in there. He
runs into the storage place. He's trying to hide in a unit, and then 3 zombies are trying to get him, and then the gunshots go off, kill the zombies, and then you meet the annoying guy that we were just talking about, and he doesn't want this guy there, the main character. And
guy's clearly got some problems. He's crazy. He uses the guy to turn on some backup generator, which I wasn't too sure.
I didn't know what the hell they were doing.
The technicalities of that, I wasn't sure.
In between the guy from The Fugitives. What's that? I don't know what the actor's name is. Forget.
I don't know.
I'm not
I can
gonna look
check
it up. Yeah, try and look it up so I keep. Oh,
His
yeah,
name is Daniel Roebuck.
Oh yeah, okay, Daniel. So Daniel Roebuck, in between his long soliloquies, rambling, nonsense.
Crazy.
Yeah, they come up with something like he's the main character is going to stay because he's going to do something with the generators, and then he gets attacked by a zombie. Josh Stewart.
It was Josh Stewart.
There's a picture of him taken like from the set.
Yeah, his Wikipedia picture.
Yeah, he looks like a zombie almost.
It's like I think they took that. He's wearing.
Have you ever seen
He's wearing the same clothes from the episode.
Jonathan Winters' picture on Wikipedia?
Oh, Alex Winters? Oh, Jonathan Winters. I thought you meant Jonathan
the
Winters,
joke is
the
his
comedian.
His picture's so depressed.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
Because he's. Oh my god! Put that picture up when we're talking about this here, because that is fucking hilarious. He's like, all I was Bill. I'm nothing more than Bill. I amounted to nothing more than that in my entire life.
I'm sure he's done.
What else did he do? That guy.
I think he directs and stuff. I don't know.
Directs what?
I don't. Hey, Walking Dead, Cold Storage.
Right. Awesome.
Okay.
This guy, he likes.
I'm more interested in the guy from Bill.
We can get to that.
Adventure now.
The guy is abusing alcohol. He's making burgers. You find that he's a rapist. All these things.
He likes giving away porn.
Yeah, there's a lot of references to like how storage units just have a lot of porn. Maybe that's true. I don't know.
Well, we got to keep it somewhere so no one can find it.
That's a lot of traveling. You might
Before
just
the
go on the
internet.
internet. Yeah, I mean, you got to drive 20 minutes to go masturbate to your porn in a dark, cold storage
People
room.
go to storage units. They go in for 20 minutes and they leave.
And all
an hour-long drive.
It's porn, bowling trophies, and Boy George albums,
Right.
according to the actors in this.
And French
episode.
guys who store their wine
and
there.
French wines. Yeah.
Yes.
He's fixing the generator for the guy. There's a zombie behind him, which he kills, and then he comes back. He has one of those Lowe's like carrying things that you bring in the store, and he starts questioning. You see like the employee pictures on the wall, and he's like, who's that? Who's that? And there's a girl there, and he's like, oh, what happened to her?
Well, he just killed one of the employees who was a zombie. That's
right. And he said, and then the other guy was like, oh, I thought I put Lenny down or whatever his name was.
Yeah, and he says, oh, she called in sick that day or something. But then you find out that he has her tied up in another room.
Well, yeah. What happens is he's like he just wants to get out of here. The main character now, and the guy's cooking burgers.
Yes.
And he's like,
like
why don't you take the zombie bodies out that he's got on the thing from Home Depot out to the dumpster or whatever. Then he's there with him, and he dumps the bodies, and he tries to shoot the main character in the head. Daniel Roebuck does. And then,
you guys thought he was dead. I saw you.
I thought he was dead. I thought that was going to be like the end of the episode, the series.
You didn't think he was dead?
No, I did. I'm just saying you did too.
Well, so what? Yeah, we're supposed to think that he's dead.
Well, I'm just making.
Like,
making
are we
a
stupid
point.
to think that he was dead? He shot him in the head.
I'm just saying. Don't pretend like you didn't.
We're
you
not.
only didn't think he
We're
was
clearly
dead because
not
you've already
pretending.
seen
Well,
this.
You didn't go up and say, "Oh, I thought he was dead." So.
Well, we were just started talking about
Look,
that
you
section.
bring.
I don't think you would.
This stems from you think. What do you think? We're trying to pull one over on you? Like, oh,
I don't know.
they're trying to pretend.
I don't
what?
know.
Look,
I don't know. The whole time,
I don't know what he's
I don't
talking
know why
about.
he's so proud of the fact that you thought the same thing when you saw it.
I'm just saying that the quality was good enough that it was able to dupe you guys.
Yeah, it duped you as well.
I'm sure it duped
Yeah,
a
but
lot of
you
people.
keep trying to phrase it in a way where we were stupid enough to
No,
fall for
I'm
it,
just
and you
trying to-
weren't.
Trying to
What are you trying to do?
support that it was a good webisode.
We agree.
Yeah.
We thought he was dead.
We already thought it was. Yeah, yes, I agree. Yeah,
Pretty
we did.
cool, huh?
They did a good job
Yeah.
of him
They tricked
being
me.
shown that he was shot in the head, and you thought he was dead.
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
Yeah.
All right.
He's just bad enough of a shot.
He escapes.
miss.
He gets out of the dumpster. He wakes up. He
Means
goes.
It's time for revenge.
He goes and re-kill. Well, no, his friend is a zombie.
Yeah.
So he kills him.
Gets his machete.
Can you kill a zombie? You can't really.
Yeah,
kill
you
a
can.
zombie, yeah.
Yeah, you destroy the brain.
But
We've
they're
seen it a
walking
million times.
dead. If they're dead, aren't they killed?
Walking.
I see what you mean.
Dead.
Yeah, it's
They're
redundant.
not walking anymore.
Walking re-dead?
Well, some of them can be crawling. They're not all walking.
All right.
Yeah,
So
no, but I understand the redundancy that you're pointing out.
you have to invent a term. A new
Put
term.
down.
Yeah, put down.
Put down a zombie? That
Yeah,
makes sense.
end a zombie.
All right. He finds his friend's machete, breaks back in. The guy sees him with the girl. The guy he gets in there, he rescues the girl,
Yeah, well,
He
first
him on
first is the reveal, and I was talking about it, I was like, oh, this guy's...
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
Daniel Roebuck's got that girl, like, I thought he was, like, raping her zombie
Well, you
corpse.
see a shot of him coming out of a room,
and
like,
then when he comes back in, he's looking in the security cameras, right? He comes out of this room, and he's buttoning his shirt up.
Maybe he's like George Costanza coming out of the bathroom or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And then he has, like, one of those 3D posters he got mesmerized by.
You see that in there?
Yeah. Wow, that is weird and wild stuff. And so then, confirming that he's raping this girl, he goes in there, sees that she's dressed up with lingerie, and her legs are, like, strapped up.
Yeah, first thing I thought is, like, does he let her go to the bathroom?
No, I guess not.
Well, probably a gun.
Maybe, under supervision, exactly.
Right. Oh, that's everything.
Or maybe that's part of his sick fantasy. He's like, go to the bathroom on me.
That grossed me out, the whole
face.
thing. It did a good job. It really presented like some pretty.
It was much better.
Stuff.
Right, the writing and the acting was a little like not too great. Like,
well,
there's some funny stuff.
It
and
seems like whoever wrote these,
stuff.
It seems like the same guy wrote this one, or the same group of people wrote this together because they like throwing in like these kind of weird speeches that seem like they have some meaning behind it, or like they say weird thing, like he keeps referencing, like, yeah, go see your sister, have a happy ending, go shake hands with the president.
Yeah, go meet up with the caravan, shake hands with the president.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It just seems
like the reference when he's in Rick's storage locker.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that.
That was a big connection.
Yeah, that was cool.
To the show. He goes into Rick's old storage locker, there's pictures of him on a horse and getting married. And
Rick's porno.
Oh. Rick's porn is him on a horse. Oh, yeah, what a great day. That horse is so hot. Yeah. I really wrote it.
And then there's a big showdown. You see shots of all the security
and then
cameras.
That was another stupid thing with this thing, though, is that they're having, like, this standoff, right? The girl is there. She's holding a machete. The main character has a rifle. And
there's an M16, which...
M14, I think.
M14,
and then the other guy's got, like, a big...
M16.
Oh, the M16, the handgun. And so they have a standoff.
She has a machete.
Then something... They're talking. They're having the standoff. He's like trying to convince the girl that she should stay with him. Daniel Roebuck is, and then the main character is like kind of like, yeah, you're right. You should just stay with him. And then suddenly out of nowhere,
she's like, no, I'll be with you or something like that.
And right. She like plays into Daniel Roebuck's like story or whatever. She's like, right? Isn't that what she does?
She tells the main character like that she'll. Like, that she wants to go with him or be with him or something.
Oh, you're right. And then the guy. Oh, okay. Because I didn't know what triggered him. All of a sudden, Daniel Roebuck's like, ah! And he runs towards the guy, but then stops, and they're just closer to each other.
Right, and she's behind
him. I didn't understand
why
he did that.
Cut to them both in a truck, and then the last shot is his Daniel Roebuck's severed head watching the monitors.
Back in the office.
Yeah,
away from where they were.
Is the question.
Right, watching them get away.
Here's my theory.
Well, it's very clear what happens.
Is it?
Well, they put the head
as a
in
form of like, you like watching your fucking monitors here, you piece of shit.
Now watch us leave.
Now what's this theory?
They parted, no one got hurt. Daniel Roebuck went back to his cameras, played with unstable dynamite, his body got blown off. Headline.
Oh, I see.
That is quite a coincidence.
Happens in everything he's in.
I remember that bang. Remember that scene in the terrible sequel to The Fugitive U.S. Marshals when he was blown up by a stick of dynamite.
Does that really happen?
No.
Oh, is that even a movie, or you just made that up?
No, that's a movie. Oh. That's how bad it is. You didn't even know.
I didn't know.
The Fugitive was awesome. Then they make the sequel with Wesley Snipes.
Oh, I love The Fugitive. Get off my plane.
Exactly.
I like the sequel of Wesley Snipes.
What?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, it's so bad.
No way, man.
I've never seen it. I like Wesley Snipes.
Robert Downey Jr. Tommy Lee Jones is the same role. And then it's usually Rose is in The Fugitive too. And U.S. Marshals
just
from
slap
Lost.
the cuffs
on
me.
Yeah, the actress.
Turn me in. No.
And then he dies in rice or something, right?
No, that's afterwards.
Oh, okay.
When he like tries to put his hands up, but he has a gun on his back, and he tries to shoot.
Who, Wesley does?
No, Robert Downey Jr. tries to shoot.
Oh, okay. I know, that movie's so bad.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Anyway.
Any other things you remember from the first one? Because I might not put...
From The Fugitive?
No, from the first Walking Dead thing. I might not put that up if the mics are too...
Oh.
Just in comparison to this...
Oh, my God. Well, just the overall quality.
Yeah.
The writing, the acting, the editing.
If you're big fan.
The editing of the first one was
if you want to
horrible.
if you're like me and you were like getting into Walking Dead, I can safely say you can kind of skip that first one.
I didn't even know. Well, this is the first.
Definitely.
I mean, yeah. Oh my god! If I was watching that first season of Walking Dead and I was really into it, and then I was like, "Ooh, Webisodes, I'll check those out." If I knew that they existed,
That's not a representation of the quality of the first season, right?
Hell no.
Okay, good.
No, I would have not. I would never have finished those Webisodes. I would not. Like, I would have watched the first
what
one,
happened to me.
and
I
then
tried
the
watching
next.
it,
I would
but I
not
couldn't.
have cared when the other ones came out. There was no way I would have kept up with
It
those.
was like a year ago when I tried watching that, but I couldn't.
Oh, so shitty.
Now we just watched the third one, The Oath.
Boo.
The highest quality one.
I
obviously,
liked it.
in terms of like production value, but yeah, I liked it too. I think that the cold storage one was the best one.
As a highlight.
This one was like a little more like not as much action.
You could see the production value of the show in it,
Yeah, absolutely.
Less
Production
action.
value increased.
but the end there, I'm assuming that's because I know Rick wakes up in a hospital.
So yeah, so right, you haven't watched. This season was the first season you've seen. So right when he wakes up, he's been in a coma and he wakes up in the hospital and he's like the only one there and something has gone horribly wrong. Sorry, you see these doors there that say "Don't open, dead inside," and you see them like being pushed like from the other side, and so that's so that was the hospital. Rick, this whole web series thing, this third one, Rick is in this hospital the entire time,
Right,
somewhere,
in some room,
asleep.
and it's locked or something. 'cause
Right.
It was locked.
Yeah. And this weird woman from Long Island
Right.
had never ventured into it or something.
I did not like any of those people. I thought they were awful.
Yeah, it was just boring, and the characters were boring. The guy was a terrible actor.
I did not like
in
looking
this
at any
one.
of them either.
I mean, they're trying to get. They're not going to put like the best actors.
They're webisodes.
Yeah, they're
And the
webisodes.
guy
They're
was
webisodes.
lost. He was awesome.
He was the most annoying person.
At least he did something to freak me out.
At least he raped somebody, right?
It opens up with the girl from The Last Exorcism, and the guy there
Michael
makes her.
Cera.
Michael Cera with long hair.
And then the guy says, "Remember the oath, like never abandon the group," or what was it? Something like that?
What was it?
It was like if one survives, we all survive.
Oh, yeah,
or
that's
some
exactly what it
bullshit like
was.
that.
You for the most hated series by Boss, he remembers the most
Well,
about
I saw
it.
it twice now.
Oh,
I
okay.
watched it.
There
And
you
I was
go.
like, really? That's it? But now I had to watch it again with you guys.
We should have saved it.
You shut up, Oxnard.
So then they come across his body. What is she reaches into the stomach of the zombie. And
Oh, yeah.
Its pocket. It was his pants.
Oh no!
pocket.
It looked like from
okay.
the angle, it looked like.
Right,
But he
yeah.
kept on. That was the hilarious part. We kept making.
We
jokes
just kept
about
laughing.
How,
like she was gonna pull out like a perfect like burger out of his stomach, or like a full. Oh, what did you say?
It was like a steaming bowl of noodles, like with the chopsticks in it. Then
Like
we were
a-
saying like a perfect Thanksgiving dinner. She pulls out
with the legs tied up with stuffing,
cranberry sauce, the whole 9 yards. It was hilarious.
and she finds out that he's been like ripped here. He says he's been cut. Or
He had
something.
gotten cut. He had gotten injured, not bitten, but injured badly. Because in the beginning you see they're leaving their camp because the group was attacked, overrun by DKs. They call them in this one, which I found like just so stupid.
I thought they were talking
it
about
was
Donkey
stupid.
Kong.
Yeah,
DKs.
like DKs, DK, like rotting. That was
Right.
ridiculous. That's one of the dumbest terms they've come up with.
And what was that first place they came up to where it said? Remember, she was driving. They were following a map. He was in the back seat. We were making Reservoir Dog jokes.
It said overrun. That's it.
Over.
Oh,
is
we're
that
just-
place any?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Any
They're just
particular
in
place?
Georgia
I know.
somewhere,
Yeah.
and then
Georgia.
like because that's where Rick. They basically
Georgia.
the whole point of this thing is they end up at the hospital that Rick is in, but at this point he's still in his coma and not awake yet. And then so this woman that is there, she claims she's a doctor. She patches up this girl's friend.
Female Kevorkian?
Yeah, exactly. And then she's like telling him, "Oh, he's not looking good. He's going to die. Do you want to see him die like this?
Right.
Or do you want to remember him as he was?" And then she wheels him into the cafeteria, and he's strapped to this thing, and he's still alive, and there's all these walkers in there, and she
DKs.
locks him in. DK, excuse me.
That IV did
Spiders.
wonders for him because he was passing out, and then he's fighting things and barging through barricaded doors.
What do you think she
Yeah.
was drugging him?
No, she.
No, I think she was legitimately trying to help him.
Yeah. Okay.
But she's at this point where she's given up. And she says to him at some point, you can't murder somebody with stupid fucking line.
Wants to die.
You can't murder somebody who, is already dead or inside or wants to die or whatever, So, and she's obviously treated all the people that are in the cafeteria already like that. That's why there's all these walkers in there. So, because she said that walkers didn't do all that.
It was people looking for canned peaches and a place to sleep.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Fear turns to humans into cancer.
In her speech, her final speech, she's like,
Once
you want to
again-
be out there killing each other over canned peaches.
Yeah.
Once again, as you said, like characters unsolicited are just giving out information. Complete backstories.
The girl Karina, the one of the girl with the guy that comes in there,
man, or woman, or...
she's constantly just starts talking. Like this woman didn't ask you anything, and she comes out of the room. She's like, we were overrun by decays and whatever, blah blah blah. And she starts telling this whole story, and the woman's just standing there. I'm thinking, why are you telling her this? She didn't ask. This came out of nowhere.
She's
and
like,
it's this long, drawn-out speech.
She's one of those people you can't escape the conversation.
Yeah. And what are you going to do? It's the apocalypse. It's not like you can go anywhere to get away. Yeah.
I have to go down the Moe's.
No wonder she wants to die.
This is so boring.
Yes. Just kill me. And then anyway, so then what she...
The guy escapes.
The guy's in
the
there.
cafeteria.
He's alive. He's clearly well.
And he picks up the gun, and he has the strength to barge through the door. I don't understand that.
Well, I think the gun had
Meanwhile-
like +6 strength to it, so once equipped, he can break through the 2x4 in the
Yes,
door.
exactly.
Yeah. Or maybe he killed 2 zombies that gave him enough experience to level up.
yeah.
Oh, yes,
And
he
then
leveled.
right.
That makes sense.
Oh, they
Because
dropped a potion of strength or
Because
something.
when you level, your health
His
gets
HP
to
went
max.
back. Yeah,
Right,
his
right.
HP went
That
back
makes
up.
sense.
Yeah,
That was
he
it.
regained his
Nice.
strength.
He loses all conditions.
Got some boosted some stats.
Got some boons.
I missed the...
He's like, I'm gonna add my my points I got from leveling up to door kicking.
Now, will the show pause if I open up my talent menu here? Because I gotta go through the...
So then, meanwhile, while that guy's just making his
Leveling
miraculous
up his
escape and
character.
leveling up,
He's specking.
this woman from Long Island has convinced Karina to kill herself.
And as he's
then
running-
Karina actually didn't need much convincing because she just starts talking while she's holding a gun, saying how. All we're trying to do is stay warm and cozy. I don't want to live in this world.
Yeah, and it just cuts to her. Like, they could have done it with her just laying in the bed. She's strapped in.
Yeah.
Which I guess is just because, we can't have her
She's
going to
become a walker, right?
But, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's why.
Right.
Maybe this woman doesn't understand. You have to like destroy the brain, or she just doesn't do that. She just gives this like Kevorkian injection.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like they just fall asleep and die. But yeah, then the guy makes it out just in time to see his friend die. Yeah, we didn't know what her name was. He's going down we had no idea what this girl's name was. He's going down the hallway screaming Korea or Maria or
It was Karina,
or something. Yeah, it turns out it's Karina. And his name is Paul.
I
Yes.
guess.
And I don't know how they never introduce themselves. This
I didn't
woman
think
knows
so.
their names.
And yeah, she knew his name was Paul. I didn't think that she should know that.
And anyway, he kills her, I guess. They don't show it, but he
Good.
must have. And then he writes dead inside on the door, reinforces the cafeteria door where he was locked up. And then that's the tie-in with the with the regular Walking Dead
See,
series.
that's the main thing I cared about. I'm always like, what's the little clue or tie-in?
what's the little bit of thing? This was like the
most significant, I guess, tie-in, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Probably the weakest
Even though
one
I
was
hated
the weakest tie-in
Was the storage unit.
was the storage unit, but that was the best web series.
Right.
But that was the weakest. It's just like he stumbles upon. They apparently have a storage unit.
Because that one, you can't even tell where that takes place in the timeline of the show. Like, at least
Right,
this one,
yeah.
it's before
Exactly.
the first episode. The first one is before. So I guess you can assume the second series is...
I guess
Before.
we're supposed to assume that. Right, that Rick has.
there's no
Rick is in a
clues.
coma
I
the
thought
entire
after-
time.
It's very Rick-centric, all these side things.
Oh, yeah,
they all have to do
Rick's
with
the
Rick,
man.
all the tie-ins.
Yeah, well, he is. He's the main character.
Right.
He's the main character. I mean, it's hard to see that because you've only been watching the 4th season, and especially this season, the first thing they've done. This is the first time they've really broken off and concentrated episode solely on another character, like multiple episodes. Because Rick is the main character, really. So, but
nice.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, with the production value, like I said, the production value was definitely increased. The story was a little boring and slightly convoluted,
Bizarre.
But, yeah, just kind of weird.
Throw in some Kevorkian issues there.
I can think of a much better crazy doctor than that. I mean, come on.
I don't think she was a doctor. She was a liar.
Really?
Yeah, she could not have been a doctor.
I don't think so. Or a nurse.
At best, she was a nurse.
Yeah.
Right, at best, she was a nurse there. Like, the way she behaved...
Or like the woman at the front desk who like gives you the little strap around your wrist.
Or maybe just a person that liked to hang out at the hospital a lot.
Like
she had a loved one there that she visited a lot.
She worked at the parking gate, and you paid her $5 when you parked.
The lunch lady.
In the cafeteria.
I make the Jell-O.
Right.
Nobody likes the Jell-O. Do you know what that's like?
All right, so those were the webisodes. Just a little something since...
Second series was the best.
Now you know which ones
Boss.
to skip.
Watch the second one and watch the third part of the third one.
Yeah, you could click.
You can watch the last part of the first one just to know what they're tying into.
It doesn't matter because they jump around so much.
Right.
The first one,
it's lunacy.
The first one is all over the place. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if they're in I don't know whose house they're in half the time. I have no idea what their relationship is to one another. I have no idea why they're making the decisions they're making, and I can't understand anything that they're saying.
Yeah, there's like a wife, there's an ex-wife, but his neighbor hates him. But is that the wife's neighbor?
They mumble. Are they in the neighbor's house? Or are they in his own basement?
His basement looking for a gun, and then the kids have a party hat on.
Birthday party, right?
And he goes down to the basement and he sees the neighbor that he killed, and he goes, "What the hell?" Like he didn't know that the neighbor would be down there.
You know,
I understand. he shot him in the head.
Right.
But they don't show that.
No,
but then you see he has like a wound on his chest.
Yeah, he noticed that he was being eaten or something.
That's what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't get.
Okay.
You know what I think is funny is that I think they throw in all these little details that you would have to watch it again to notice.
You know what?
And no one's gonna watch that twice.
Right. And the thing is too, like,
Really?
in the very beginning of that first one, the mother's saying, like, there's a dead goldfish or something, which you can hardly see. You just see the very top of a fishbowl, and then you see, like, oh, baby boy, all things die, it's God's will.
Yeah, baby boy.
Who talks like that to their kid? That's so
Kids in Georgia?
bizarre to me. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm not from Georgia. Maybe that's common. I don't think so, though.
Baby boy?
And then at the end, the
name.
mother gets bitten.
The boy
she
family.
hands the daughter the gun in a way that's like almost kills the daughter.
It looks like the barrel is pointed right at her belly.
And then she's like, "Take your brother and run." She was fine enough to help them escape a little further.
Yeah,
really calm.
It's gonna
what
take
did she
a
say?
while.
She says, "Run to the convenience stand."
No, run to the concession stand.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
What are they near a stadium?
They gotta
or
get their
like
little
a
miniature
field?
bats to fight off the zombie horde.
But it's not.
These little novelty bats.
Yeah, but I think concession stand. I think of like something on
Like the
street.
Little League or the Little League field. You know what I mean? Like where it's
At
like
least she said
football.
Run to the convenience store. That's a place you can lock.
Sabrettes, they ease the pain.
Get
Delicious.
a hot dog.
They're delicious and they'll help you.
Get one on me.
Your brother loves Big League Chew.
Put plenty of relish on it.
I always loved it.
You know, and then the daughter immediately goes, "It's okay, baby boy.
Yeah.
It's God's will. All things die." Right in front of the mother. Like it was just so. It was so creepy and weird, but not in like a good creepy way. And like it was a bad
like,
creepy.
Like a group of guys, like in film school, who got the chance to do a web series for AMC.
Some third-year film student was like, "This is fucking great, man."
Yeah, like...
And then all his friends helped him. You know, got family members to be in it. It was just it just seemed like
no one has the guts to say, "Hey, this kind of sucks."
Yeah,
everyone's kind of, "No, yeah, you can do it." Keep
Tad,
going.
I know it's your dream to be a director,
but you got to question some of your choices. Not every idea you have is amazing.
You're just trying to put. You know what? The problem with that was they tried to cram in so much into those webisodes, and it just was like,
oh yeah, they edited all of Tad's great scenes.
Tad overloaded it. He overloaded it. He tried to do too much.
Right.
And too small a time frame. It was just
conciseness.
And then it was. That's why I felt like all over the place. It was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was such a shit series. That first one. It was unbelievably shitty.
It made me upset watching it.
Now I'm getting angry talking about it.
You should. That's why I didn't want to talk.
When I first saw it, because we saw it originally, and it wasn't that bad. You know, I knew it was terrible.
Yeah.
But then, then the production value of the next two increased dramatically compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
And they're really not that good, but compared to the first one, they're fucking Oscar worthy.
Yeah, yeah.
The second one was so terrible.
You can tell the third one is the best production wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Second one, you can see it still has that little thing of like. It's a group of guys kind of on their own doing their thing, but they're learning. They're getting it better.
The writing, like, style of the first one carries over kind of into the second one. And it's better, but it's still...
And same thing for the third one. It's better, but it still has some of those negative traits.
Yeah.
Maybe, like...
When I watched the first series, I felt like I was working. Like, I put so much effort to try to watch it, and I didn't even finish.
Like, in, like, film school, when you watch, like, other students... films and you see what they've done and they have kind of like a smile on their face like, yeah, watch this, and in your head you're going like,
proud of it.
I would not have done that's what and like you assume like, okay, maybe that was like the only they only had time to shoot it that way and that's how they had to work with. That's the feeling I was getting. You have to like try and make excuses for them so that you can find a way to enjoy it.
I feel like that's why like when I feel like
then you just start feeling sorry for them.
When we would work on stuff like different projects,
like in high school, TV production.
I was always like, this sucks. This is garbage.
Yeah.
And then when I would show it, people would be like, wow, this is awesome. This is great. Oh my God, that's the best thing.
And I never listened to it.
I think that because I thought it was so terrible, and you're always trying to make it good, I think that's what made it better. Because I think when people are like, oh, this is great, they're blinded by them. You know, they blind themselves to it, and it was just that's kind of the feeling I got with that, especially that first series. Oh, the ending. Oh, it's that zombie woman that Rick sees in the field. Oh, people are gonna love this.
They're gonna love
and it was
man.
Such fucking trash.
It's like, don't get ahead of yourself. Just do the stuff. Do the best of your ability. Put it out there, and then move on to your next project. You're gonna get better.
Hey, well, we'll see.
Simple as that.
I mean, the way it's going, the next web series should be even slightly
I was
better
gonna
than this one.
I kind of wish I had seen this third one first, because that first one really got into my head, and then I started judging these other ones based. I wish I'd seen
tainted it all.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if we saw the third one first, then the second one, then the first one, and that would have been more interesting. I think. Yeah. Well, that's the way it was done.
That's the way it is.
So check them out. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm Oxnard.
Dexter.
Boss.